Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Hey folks, this is Steve Shuttler, and I want to see you at the Delta Dome in Delta, Iowa on Saturday, August 2nd, as pro wrestling returns to Delta, Iowa. 7 p.m. Advance tickets online are $20 at CentralEmpireWrestling.com or $25 at the door the day of the show. I'm going to be teaming up with the returning Austin Bayless and the CEW champion Jared Thumb, taking on that scumbag Rory Fox along with Donnie Pepper Cricket and the Iceman. And I need you to be there to cheer my team on. There's a handful of other matches with great talent that's going to be on the card as wrestling returns to the Delta Dome. Singles action, tag team action, and women's wrestling. And of course, that 6-man main event where myself, Austin Bayless, and Jared Thumb take on Rory Fox, Donnie Pepper Cricket, and the Iceman. Rory Fox attacked me in my own studio, and it's time to get some revenge. I hope to see you there at the Delta Dome Saturday, August 2nd. Get those tickets in advance at CentralEmpireWrestling.com. Skunk River Radio, country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen at skunkriverradio.com, download the app, listen on Alexa by saying, Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn. Skunk River Radio will also be available on Google Assistant in the near future. You can listen to me, Steve Shuttler, each weekday morning from 6 a.m. to noon and listen to The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, online radio for country music from 1990 to 2010. Hey, and thanks for tuning in. It is a Tuesday night. That means the Tuesday Night Tune-Up right here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook and YouTube, and also on Skunk River Radio, Facebook, and on the radio at 9 o'clock on Tuesday nights. If you want to re-listen to the show, we've got it on Skunk River Radio. We thank all of our sponsors that are on board. Of course, we broadcast live from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. We also thank Copeland Auto Body, Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Motors, James Family Greenhouse, Sigourney Body Shop, and Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, Iowa. We bring on the screen our host with the most, Mr. Safe Grafke. And Safe, who do you have with you tonight?
Welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. I am your host, Safe Grafke, and we have a new member on here with us tonight of the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. She's not new here, but she is new to the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. We have Crystal here with us tonight. And Crystal, first off, thank you so much for coming on and taking Ashley's spot here tonight on TNT.
Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, so we got, the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. Ashley talked last week a little bit about another one of your special nights that you guys do here. For a cause where you guys help donate some money. Money raised goes to different things. We know you have a special one coming up here, and why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
Well, August 27th, we're going to do Veterans Castaway Disabilities. So what we're going to sponsor for them to take a fishing trip, a 6-day fishing trip to Honey Creek and Rathbun, so we're going to sponsor that.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
August 27th.
So. August 27th. So make sure you guys come to the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch on August 27th and support veterans so they can go do things. As you know, it's just great. It's good for them to get together in groups and do things like that and whatnot. And we're really excited for the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch to be helping out with that. I know it's going to mean a lot to them and other people as well. So thank you guys for taking something like that on.
Yes, that makes us proud. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And you guys have a special going on that I know we've talked about a little bit still. Refresh my memory. If it's called Pizza in the Park, correct?
Yeah, we're doing Pizza in the Park for the month of August, where you can get a one-topping pizza for $9.99 and take it to go.
That's a lot, and that's a large pizza, correct?
Yeah, that's a large pizza.
Wow. So you can just call ahead, order a large pepperoni for carry out, come in, pay
$9.99
and feed the whole family.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. If you're going up to the square on a Thursday night to watch the city band and you want to have a bite to eat before that or something, or just go on a picnic with the family, I mean, that's about the cheapest dinner that I can think of right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, way cheaper than McDonald's or anything else. So that's awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on here, Crystal, and talking to us about everything going on at the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, and for sponsoring us here each week. So
We'd love to have you. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our first round of interviews here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
When you need a break, Pizza Ranch is ready. Rough day or good day, sometimes you just need a buffet. And we've got all your favorites always ready to serve. Come to the place that puts a smile on your face. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
At Copeland Auto Body, we strive to be the area's consistent provider of advanced collision repair. We want all of our customers to have a stress-free experience when they bring their car to Copeland Auto Body. Give them a call at 641-653-2140. Find them online at CopelandAutoBody.com. Copeland Auto Body, located in Hedrick, Copeland Collision Center in Oskaloosa, and Copeland Towing and Recovery in Sigourney. For auto body and towing for Hedrick, Oskaloosa, and Sigourney, see Copeland Auto Body. If you've had a run-in with a deer, a fender bender, or any sort of accident with your vehicle, take it to Tony and the guys at Sigourney Body Shop at 210 West Clark Street in Sigourney. They'll get you back on the road in no time, and Tony will help you out with a free estimate. It's service with a smile at Sigourney Body Shop. Give them a call at 641-622-2022, or again, stop in at 210 West Clark Street in Sigourney. Got a problem under the hood? At Sinclair Napa, we're here to help. No matter if you're tuning up the family car, gearing up your heavy-duty truck, or maintaining your boat, we have the know-how you need to keep your ride running strong. Whether it's top-notch parts, expert advice, or unbeatable customer service, Sinclair Napa is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Because at Sinclair Napa, we don't just sell parts, we're here to help you get the job done. Stop by today in Sigourney, Montezuma, Williamsburg, Centerville, or Ottumwa, or visit us at SinclairNapa.com. Hey, we are back here on the Tuesday night tune-up. We are live from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, and we are talking figure eights tonight. Safe, you got quite the crew with you tonight. Let's talk some racing.
I do. First off, I really don't want to make anyone mad up at this table, because I feel like I have two gentlemen here that could very easily take me on. Like, I know you have your match coming up, Steve, with Rory Fox, so good luck with that. If you need some backup, I would probably call one of these two.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys. Probably even Krista could probably take him on too, I think. So
I would hire all of them on the spot.
There you go. I got you all another gig here, so you're welcome ahead of time. So, no, thank you for joining us back on TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up, for our interview portion of the night, where, yes, we have quite a few different people here with us. We have Dave Sellers back in the house here. We have Krista Sellers back, and we got Tim McKee here with us tonight as well. So thank you all, first and foremost, for coming on here and talking figure eight racing with us.
Thanks for having us.
Wow, geez, not everyone get excited to be here. No, so, the world of figure eight racing is something I don't feel like, I think there's a lot of talk about it, but probably not as much, and I definitely know that there are a lot of fans watching this show that don't know a whole lot about figure eight racing. So why don't, Dave, I know you've been doing this for quite a while.
Yeah.
Not saying you're old or anything, but
I am.
I know you have a lot of experience. So why don't you kind of explain to people maybe the idea of figure eight racing for the people that don't know about it?
Well, the basic idea of figure eight racing is, you got 8 of you out there at a time, hopefully, and you're racing in a figure eight. And you hope you don't meet in the middle.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, many times.
Yeah. So there's different classes in figure eight racing.
Yes.
And so why don't each of you explain maybe your background and where and what class you're in now?
You or me?
I mean, I'll go for us. Don't worry. I got us. We're both in the truck class, figure eight truck class, and that's basically what I've basically ran my 4 years of doing this. But I've watched my dad do his pro stock, and he's done open, and there's open, pro stock, stock, two-man cruiser, front wheel drive, hobby stocks, and
Yeah, that's.
micros. Yeah.
Yep. Yep, pretty much.
So you've been doing it for 4 years now, you said?
Yep. 4 years.
So what are some of the things that you've really had to learn in the past 4 years in this sport?
I would definitely say there's a lot of patience. Lots of patience when it comes to figure eight racing, because even if you start in the front, the back, the middle, you always got to watch out for the people in front of you or behind you, because you don't know what they're going to do. In trying to get around them, and you don't want to mess your position up, you definitely want to have a lot of patience and stuff.
Absolutely. So, I always heard about figure eight racing growing up, and I remember going to a few races, and this is probably geared a little more towards Dave and Tim here. So I feel like figure eight racing used to be a really big deal. I mean, you saw them at a lot of county fairs. You saw, I always remember hearing stories of, I went once when I was younger to watch here, and I remember it was even hard to kind of get in Barn City and some of these other places. And, I feel like maybe figure eight racing's kind of in a weird spot, kind of like how dirt track racing is. And I know
It is.
that it's not just circle track that's hurting, but it's figure eight racing as well. And why don't you guys talk about, some of the key things that's maybe happening in figure eight racing right now to be where we're at with the sport?
Oh, I personally kind of think it's, a lot of it is dirt work on our tracks, and which we got a heck of a crew over at Watch here. They've really done us a really good job this year. That track has been awesome, and I think a lot of it is just people don't have the money now to get the car count, back where it was. It's real interesting to see, from where we started. And Dave's been doing it longer than I have. I started probably about 5 years after Dave. He'd probably been in it all his life, 30-some years.
Since 1983.
Yep. So I started in about mid-90s, about 94, 95. And I've been in it, ever since. Chris had drugged me out of retirement this time, and Dave. So I've been out of it for 3 years, out of the trucks. So, they've helped us out a lot, and, we support her a lot. So, and I think the issue with the trucks, any of them, it's just people just don't have the will. I wish they did, to get more vehicles on the track. And the guys that are doing the dirt work, I'll tell you what, they're actually starting to show up. We're getting more and more, just a few at a time, not a lot. But I think that has a lot to do with it.
But, and it's like any sport. I mean, Cole can attest to it. Just the cost of everything is getting expensive. No matter, what you do, like figure eight, stock car, hobby stock, sport mod. I mean, they all got a certain amount you got to spend. If you're going to be competitive, you've got to spend some money. And a lot of the guys don't want to put the time in the garage. They don't want to buy stuff. They're trying to skimp by as much as they can. And, I guess when I go out there, I want to be competitive. I don't want to be the guy at the back all the time. I want to, feel like I can win. So.
Yeah.
But, some people don't have the money to spend, and they're doing what they can with what they got. And as long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters.
Yep. They show up. That's
they
all that
show up.
counts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one thing to talk about here too a little bit is I always hear people say, well, I'd have more time if my daughter or son or whatever when it wasn't in a like a AAU baseball program or something like that. And is that really a big part now that we're seeing is a lot of more of people have kids on these traveling balls where they're going all over. I mean, we had a guy that runs our RC track for us, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to be here on this date because our team ended up winning something and got selected to go to St. Louis to go play now or whatever.
And I believe that's part of it too. I do.
Yeah, family first.
Oh yeah, always family first.
But I remember a few years ago, Krista was playing travel ball, and they was in a tournament up at Ames, and she played, and as soon as she got done with her game, we beat feet back to watch her and raced.
Wow.
Drove back, and we got there about 45 minutes before it started. So.
Holy cow. That's commitment
Yep.
right there. And it's tough. I mean, you're not always going to have that.
No.
Unfortunately. And that's the thing is, yes, absolutely family first. I feel like it's been getting tougher here in the last probably like 5 or 6 years where you're starting to see all this money put into these teams, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like it's really made a impact more so on anything that is racing related, I think, than anyone was really probably expecting.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. I do. A lot of it is too. And even with my sons, their job gets in the way a lot. They're on call. I've been there. When I was wrecker, and I was tough. I missed a lot of races. I couldn't support the track, or help put on a show. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. Life just sometimes gets in the way. It does.
Absolutely, and I know you guys can talk about it. I've talked to a lot of the circle track guys on here and stuff about the price of the tires going up and IMCA putting their stamps on everything, and so. What are you guys seeing on the figure eight side of that? Because I'm sure that it's, quite similar to a degree.
It's the same. I mean, we, Tim and I both buy tires from Cole's dad, so we're supporting his habit.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
You're very welcome. But, a lot of the guys, they're buying, used G60s, from stock car guys. They'll run them a few nights or whatever, and then they'll buy them from them and use them. So,
do you feel like that's kind of harder now too? Because I know that a lot of these guys are trying to get more out of these G60s, especially when they, messed with the compound and some other things, and the price of tires. Now you're seeing guys getting more nights on them than you used to. So, what are you seeing on the used tire side of things into figure eight racing?
There for a while. When we was running the G60 tires, we was getting them, like $5 a piece from guys. I had a couple friends of mine that run sport mods that was giving them to us because, they run them so long, and then they just, go on to new ones. Well, instead of trying to sell them, they just give them to me. So, which was nice, and we used them. But a lot of the guys, they're dragging stuff out of the weeds and everything else that probably should be disposed of or burnt, and they're trying to make them work because they don't have, $200 to go buy a set, $50 a piece tires.
Yeah,
and
that's tough.
Like the tires that we run, they're $180 a pop or $190 a pop. And we've ruined 2 this year, so.
My bad. Second one was my bad.
Yeah.
I went in a little hot on Krista there on the truck. So,
but I mean, it's like that there. Yeah, $380 for a pair of tires, but it's really, you got to have them to be competitive, and it's no different than buying a pair for your car that you drive every day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. I can't let Krista win all the time.
Right. So, Krista, why don't you tell us a little bit about what a full week looks like, getting ready, going to the track, racing. Why don't you kind of walk us through what a typical week would look like?
Well, I mean, we haven't had a couple races the past 2 weekends, so it's been a while since we've been out on the track. But it's basically like me and Dad will go out in the shop, we'll take the truck off the trailer, we'll look at it, see if we need to, what about tires, if we need to groove tires, we need to check oil, basic stuff, clean the motor, see if anything needs adjusted. And, that's pretty much every night. And then put the battery charger on the night before the race, and load it up on the trailer and get ready to go.
And then what's it look like at the track for you guys getting everything ready there?
I mean, we don't have much
Pretty
to
easy,
do,
pretty easy,
but
isn't it?
it's
Yeah, pretty much.
easy.
When we get there, it's unload it and relax.
Yep.
Okay.
It's when we pull in, it's ready to go.
Yep. Everything's done in the garage.
garage, yep.
And then just your tire pressure, that's pretty well it.
So you can't really do a whole lot to the trucks as far as on-site adjustments or shock changes, really, do you?
No, it's our trucks are pretty well stock.
Okay.
So we can run aftermarket shocks and whatnot, but we just can't, not adjustable, so we can't do any of that kind of stuff. So it's when I built Chris's truck, I'll tell you, it was a chore, and I'm having a hard time beating it. So.
Maybe you built it too good, is what you're saying.
Well, I've built a few trucks, so that was supposed to be my best truck, and it was. I built another one, but it's a little tough.
Mine shoots flames now. It does.
Yes, it does.
Shoots flames.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Yes, it does. So, but as far as that aspect goes, yeah, when we roll off the trailer, there we are, and tire pressure, and that's it.
That's awesome. So I have a good one here, and we'll start with Dave, and then we're going to go to Tim, and then we'll go to you, Krista. So one piece of advice you would give yourself or to someone else getting into figure eight racing?
Spend what you can afford. If you can only afford to do, say, $500 worth of work on it for the year and spend that much, spend only that much. Don't break yourself to go out and have fun. Just make it comfortable for yourself.
I would say ask somebody for help or advice before you go ahead and do something that you're not sure how to do it. Safety is the biggest thing in my book. Everything I built, it's safe. Just ask. If you have questions, us old timers will never shy you away. We'll always give you advice. So just ask.
Thinking. I would say, it's more on the racing side of it, but you always have your good nights, you always have your bad nights. No matter what, you should always come back to the trailer smiling, even if you didn't do too well, and always ask for help or advice on anything and everything. And like they both said, kind of, if you're getting into the sport and want to know about it more or any information you don't already know, it's always nice to ask questions about it.
Oh, that's awesome. And so, Dave, hearing your daughter here giving some advice and whatnot, has it been easy for you to watch her race and get her into this, or what's that been like as a father, working on these and being on the sidelines here watching and whatnot? I know at one point you guys raced against each other and whatnot. So.
She beat me twice.
Yes, I do remember that very well.
Yeah. It's very nerve-wracking to watch her because, that's your kid out there. You don't want anything to happen to him. So when things get kind of close, it's like you're sitting here moving back and forth and, but it makes you very proud that she's out there doing good, doing something she likes, following in your footsteps. And two, it makes me think that she actually did pay attention to me all those years when I drug her to the races. But it's a lot of fun to go and watch her compete, and compete against, the guys, especially Tim, because he's going to give her a run for her money.
We're going to try.
Yeah. Just get my tires every time.
It's a lot of fun.
I only did that once. He did the other time.
So what's that like for you two? You guys are close friends. I know you've known Dave for a long time. You guys, I believe, went to school together even for a while there and whatnot.
Well, we're basically family. You know, when I sold that truck to Tiny, you know, and Krista here, that was my best protege, my best truck, with no intentions of doing it again. Well, I guided her when Dad couldn't. You know, so basically I'm Ray's dad, you know, to her, and we've always supported her. Everything, you know, even still now, even with me being back into it, she still comes to me, and I still comfort her, or you know, talk her through it,
Right.
and that's what I'm going to do, you know, because like I said, we're just a big family basically,
Yeah.
so I'm going to take care of her too.
That's awesome. It's so cool to see that, you know, even though you're competitors on the track and stuff, it's still that family atmosphere, you know, on and off the track, which is great. And so, Krista, that's got to be kind of a big confidence booster for you, knowing that not only do you have a dad that has a bunch of experience there to help you, but you have Tim that's at the track and running, and then he's running in the same class as you. I'm sure that's a big boost right there.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It really is, and it's really nice because I know even if like for like the very first night he was there, we got into each other a little bit, but we both came out hugging each other. So, yeah, it's very nice.
That's awesome. So if you weren't able to race figure eight anymore, and you could go and race something else, what would it be and why? I'm sure Dave is really excited to hear this. I'm sure he's heard it once or twice.
Well, you see
boy,
here,
here we go.
last year it was a sport mod, but now I've been thinking late model. But we have talked about a hobby stock, but we couldn't make a deal. So,
I would say a hobby stock would be a lot better starting spot than a late
Yeah,
model.
yeah.
I'm just going to maybe agree with some people on that one.
yeah.
Dave?
You need to have a talk with her.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah,
I would say a late model would be. I would say that'd be a big challenge from going from a truck to a late model.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump. Not saying that I haven't seen crazier things done in the world of racing before. I mean,
That's
I
true.
have seen some people where they were in one class and then they jump up to the other one, and you look at it and go, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah.
Yep, we all have.
And one thing too about the figure eight racing, a lot of people look down on it as it's not racing. But it is. I mean, it's just as competitive as circle track racing. You know, maybe just not as big a scale.
And the object is not to run into people in
No.
the intersection. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Oh, no.
Let's start there with that. That it's a very, because I hear that all the time. People are like, "I'm going to go to a figure eight race just to watch them crash." And then it's like, you might not want to go then because you're probably going to be disappointed.
Yeah. There's, you know, years ago, that's what it was. It was
yeah.
crashing.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's, everybody's got enough money in the cars. They don't want to tear them up.
Yep.
Is that a good or a bad thing that that's the stage where everyone's like, you know what I mean? I mean,
It's kind of a 50-50 because it's drove some people away, but it's also gotten better competition
okay.
and, you know, stuff like that. And if you look at it, I mean, there is a lot of good circle track drivers that have come out of figure eight.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Oh,
there's,
absolutely.
There's a ton of them.
Well, not just that. I mean, you guys will actually run the outer in a circle track with the hobby stocks and the front wheel
Yes.
drives and micros, correct? If I'm wrong.
Two-man cruisers
And
also.
two-man
Yeah,
cruisers.
two-man cruisers.
Yeah, that would probably not be good for a two-man cruiser to actually try
Yeah,
a figure eight, I assume.
No.
It'd be different.
We thought about the two-man cruiser trucks once, but just once. That,
And then that idea went to the
Yeah,
wayside.
it was gone after
Yeah.
that.
So, what are some things that you guys would like to see improvements on in figure eight racing?
Well, as in any type of racing, be great if we could get more cars.
Oh, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. It's tough to get them. It is. You know, a lot of times there's other things going on.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's just, you know, the cost of everything anymore, you know, the gas cost, you know, just the cost to get in. It's hard on people. But it'd be nice to see the tracks take more pride and, you know, show a few improvements, you know, and better track conditions.
Yep,
And
I
like
agree.
Tim said earlier, the guys over at Watch here, they are busting their butts to improve it and to get people there. I mean, they've done tremendous work on the track to get it smoother and hold up better. They've done more, you know, put all new guardrail and posts in around the track. They built a new stand for the flagman to stand on. You know, they kind of show where your dollars are going. But if we could just convince them now to get a few more races.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd
Yeah.
be good. If we could
Yeah.
add a couple more races,
Absolutely.
that'd be good. Especially at Watch here, because it's kind of, that track's come around a lot,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. But it's good to see that there are some of these facilities that are wanting to take the next steps, which it sounds like it's very hard for that
Which,
to happen.
you know, around here, we've only got 3 tracks left. You know, you got Brooklyn, clear up on Interstate 80, and then you got Sigourney and Watch here.
How many tracks did there used to be?
Oh,
Or any idea of how many tracks used to be around here? Rough idea.
Probably 6 to 8 at one time.
yeah. I think when I started, I think there was actually 5 when I started.
Wow.
But when you started, obviously,
Yeah.
there was a lot more.
And a lot of it, when I started, was like you said, it was a county fair deal. You know,
Right.
they had 1 or 2 a year, and you went to another place.
Yep.
But
The main ones, I think, when the basic ones was Barn City, Watch here, and Sigourney, and Brooklyn was. I think Archie had Brooklyn at that point.
Yeah.
Up there. So
yeah,
those
Brooklyn
were the
come
main
in about
ones.
1999, 2000, right in there.
Okay, so
So when they
it's
come in.
newer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that, you know, everyone watching got to learn something new about figure eight racing that they either didn't know or get a better idea. We hope to see maybe some more people come to the stands and whatnot. So if people are wanting to come and they want to watch, you know, Krista or Tim race, where are you guys going to be at next?
You know, I'm not for sure.
End of August is Sigourney, and then there's might be rescheduling the last 2 Sigourney races that got rained out. We don't really know, and then possibly going to Brooklyn in September.
Okay. Now, real quick, I heard that you were tied in points for
Yes.
championship.
Yes.
Yes, you
And
were.
that
Yes.
just got decided over rock, paper, scissors, I believe.
Yes, it sure
And
did.
you came out on top in that,
Yep,
correct?
I sure did.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Michael wasn't happy, was
No.
he?
It's a real quick, you know, it takes a lot to keep these, you know, vehicles on the track, and there's a lot of people that, you know, help out, sponsor teams and whatnot, and so why don't you two go ahead and tell everyone here that helps make these trucks go around.
Well, I
first.
got Greg Horace, Horace Dozing. He gives us you know, he helps us out, and then of course we have Tiny here, Dave Sellers and Krista. You know, Tiny's Garage, McKee Logging, which is me. You know, so and it's just and my son Larry. He does. He donated quite a bit of money this year, so you know, that's kind of helped us going, and it's really helped out a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got Doug's Four Wheelers out in Pella. We have Vans Racing. Thank you for the tires. Cool. We have Tremelbacco, and then McKee Logging, Tiny's Garage. Trying to think. Sorry, and then
Greg.
Penn's Farms and Greg Horse.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Bill Trimmel Backhoe Service. He helps us out with parts and stuff like that.
Oh, that's great. Well, we want to thank you all for coming on here tonight. We appreciate having you. It's always fun to get some of the rowdy figure eight drivers in here and talk. That's aimed towards Tiny and Tim mainly. Christy, you're not that rowdy yet, but you'll get there, I'm sure.
She's getting there,
Yeah,
trust me.
Well, thank you all again for coming on. And
very
folks,
welcome.
we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to get Cole up here to talk about what's going on in the racing world. I see him back there on his phone right now trying to get some stuff pointed out so he can
Maybe
talk
we
about
need
it
to
here.
get Cole in one of these.
There we go. We can get Cole in a truck for a night.
Celebrity.
A celebrity race. Him, and then we can get Steve in the other. And then I'll announce it. We're going to make this happen, folks. You stay tuned for the.
I've
for
got
that.
too many things going on.
That's okay. It'll be later. No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I can't
Maybe
be a
we'll get
pro wrestler
Neil.
and a
Here we go.
figure
Let's get Neil in the other one. It'll be your stunt double. So, alrighty, folks. Well, thank you for joining us on the interview portion of TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. We'll be back with Cole, and we will talk some racing news here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Krista Sellers, driver of the 7K Figure 8 race truck. I race at local figure 8 tracks across southern Iowa. One of my good sponsors is CJ at Sigourney Motors. Next time you or someone you know is looking for a good used vehicle or in need of some minor repairs, you can contact CJ at Sigourney Motors. Give them a call at 641-224-8056 or stop by 705 East Jackson Street in Sigourney, Iowa. Hope to see you at the races or at CJ's shop.
Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You got to stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook.
At Nutrien Ag Solutions, we are dedicated to your success. We partner with growers like you to expand your possibilities with unparalleled offerings. Your unique challenges are met with more customized solutions than anyone else can offer. With you, we're feeding the future together.
Hey, we thank all of our sponsors here on Tuesday Night Tune-Up. Of course, our lead sponsor is the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, where we are broadcasting live from every Tuesday night. Get in here for Kids Night on Tuesday night. We also have Copeland Auto Body, also Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Body Shop, Sigourney Motors, James Family Greenhouse, and Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, Iowa. We take it back to Safe. You guys have played some musical chairs on me. I'm not sure what mic is what, so.
Oh, it's okay.
Back to you, Safe.
Okay, you got it figured out? Are we good? I think you got it figured out. Oh, that's great. All righty, folks. Welcome back to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. And Cole, what do you know, buddy? What do you got for us? You got any dirt, any sauce, anything going on?
No, it's been a while since I've been on here. I've been pretty busy, and Dad's been in town, so I've been just getting work done at the shop when he's in town. So then he comes up here and does this.
Absolutely. And Cole, have you finally got your car back together?
Not even close.
Not even close. How far out are we?
We're
a ways off.
Oh yeah, I think.
Oh.
I don't even know if it's good enough to go back together, but.
Oh, stop it! I'm sure it is. You'll figure it out. All right, Cole. So I saw you back there on your phone. What racing news do you have for us tonight? We're going to lead off with you.
Well, I did see Stuart Friesen.
Yes. First off, we are thinking of Stuart Friesen and the whole Friesen family. A horrible accident out in New York, racing big block modified. A very scary accident that got him airborne, on fire, and then hit by two other cars. He has a pelvic fracture that is in a couple different spots. He has a leg that's broken a few spots, and he got transferred today to a larger hospital to undergo some different series of surgeries. So again, we're thinking of Stuart and his whole family, Jessica and all of them. Just a very scary accident that you really hate to see.
Yeah, it is.
Those big block modifieds, if you're not familiar, it's a center steer car, so you sit in the middle on them. It's not like a sport mod or a modified or a late model or anything like that. And usually when they get into some of these bigger wrecks, it tends to be quite different than wrecking just a regular car of some sort.
Yeah, his was pretty crazy.
It was a lot of speed. The track they were at is very large. It's not a slow track, and those cars have a ton of power.
Yeah, I think they're probably have as much about as a UMP modified or super late model. I'd want to say.
I think they say it's closer to a super late model. So I mean, you have a lot of power in a very small car, and I mean they rip some laps, and it's just scary to see. We hate to see that. There were some other bad wrecks too. Ian Madsen got hurt really bad at Knoxville as well. He is at home recovering with a back injury, so we're thinking of Ian and the TKS team. They have not announced yet who is going to be their backup driver for the Knoxville Nationals. I assume we're going to get that here in the next couple days because, as you know, Cole, it's Nationals time. I mean, we're starting this week. Thursday night kicks off the 360 Nationals.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast this summer's went. I think it's went pretty quick for everyone. It's normally summers are they take a little bit, but like not as long as like school time, but still, I mean, they take a little bit. But this year, I think the summer's really gone by real quick, and I think everyone's thinking the same.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're getting into that time of year already with the Knoxville Nationals. The biggest sprint car race of the year, the granddaddy of them all, and coming off here at Eldora with the Kings Royal and everything, and then going out to Weedsport and through the Pennsylvania area, now back to the Midwest here to Knoxville. Let's talk about 360 Nationals first. Great payouts through the whole field this year. Who would you say, in your mind, is a favored to win the 360 Nationals?
Probably Kyle Larson. Didn't I see?
Is he going to run the 360 Nationals this year?
I'm almost positive I saw something about that. Not 100% sure, but
yeah, for me, I don't know. I know Kyle can get in about anything and run. A 360 is definitely a lot different with your power ratio and everything. I am going to go ahead and say that this could potentially be the year for Brian Brown to win a 360 National. He looked really good last week in the 360. He had set quick time. I know there's a lot of entries, though, but it'll be interesting to see what I think Brownie can do.
Yeah, he's super good, and like that's where he's raced his whole life, so he should be really good around there, and he really is, and he probably has one of the best shots to win it.
And Sammy Swindell has entered in the 410 Nationals. It is one of the longest running streaks. I believe it's his 42nd Knoxville Nationals. So quite a accomplishment for Sammy Swindell.
Yeah, it's
crazy to
years
think about.
driving a race
It's
car.
a lot of years. He really hasn't raced that much in the last couple of years, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there with him. And then some other news, Emerson Axum goes to the KCP number 18 car after they fired Gio Scelzi following his nasty wreck at the Joker's Jackpot. So it'll be interesting to see what Emerson does there. He has been kind of a hot shoe here lately. Comes from the midget racing world into this world. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that KCP team now.
Yeah, I think that KCP team's really good, and they definitely have a lot of potential. I mean, Gio Scelzi was a really good driver, but I really think that team's super good. And
yeah,
I think
it'll be interesting to see where Gio lands really after all of this. Like a hard place. He's going to be filling in for Sunshine at some races with that team, with the Clausen Marshall Racing team. Your dad and I talked about this last week. I think Roth will be a new home for him, potentially, but we could see Clausen Marshall decide to get another car and put Gio in it, potentially, if the right synergy is there with them.
Yeah, I think right now is not the time to, for people to be switching, cars. And
it's hard. It's always a drama fest, it seems, right before and then right after Nationals.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they'd even want to change drivers right before Nationals, because then you got to – it ain't going to take 2 races to get used to a team and the car and the setup and all that. But I guess whatever they're doing must be somewhat right.
And for me too, points. You look at points. Gio was not that far behind in points from being a top 10 with the World Outlaws, which still has a lot of contingencies and payouts. It's just very interesting to me, and I know that KCP is a very good team. They also have had a lot of issues keeping drivers in their car, though. You had Ian Matson in there for a couple of years. Things went south right when they seemed to be kind of getting good. And I think that's the hard thing with these big touring teams is keeping a driver through the thick and the thin. But you look at teams like Tony Stewart with Donnie Schatz, and your dad and I talked about that too. But you see some of these teams where they've had some real lows, and they still stand with that driver, and then they get through the good and everything else. And it's just a very interesting year for the Knoxville Nationals because of the injuries that we saw at Eldora. And so that leads to the next one is RSR Ridge Suns Racing announced that Justin Sanders out of California is going to drive for them at the Knoxville Nationals this year. Justin is no stranger to Knoxville Raceway, but is that team going to be able to compete at a high level with Justin? It's going to be very interesting. He seems to do decent there, but I'm not going to say that. I'll be honest, I don't think that is a car that has potential to win the Nationals.
I mean, I think it'll be I think he'll probably make the show, but I don't think that he'll do very good in the show.
Yeah, I mean, one, it's tough to make the A main at Knoxville, but the thing with Justin is he's been in a lot of really, really good cars there. I mean, he had a 3-year stint there with Sammy's son, Kevin Swindell, in that 39 car, which is arguably Kevin's one of the best in the business.
Oh, 100%.
He's so smart, and they've had some decent luck at Knoxville. Just it always seems like something happens to that team. So it's going to be interesting to see what he'll do with RSR. I'm not going to say he's going to win, but I think he can have a good run at Knoxville.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I do believe that he can have a good run. I just don't know how good of a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings me to my next 2 points is the High Limits Racing Series announced on Facebook today that starting at Knoxville, they have a set of collectible pens that you can buy. They'll be randomly packaged. Try to collect them all, and it has all of the drivers, a different pen for each driver, and Tony Laporta and Chase Chase, not Randall, the announcer. I can't think of his name. It's close to Randall, but it's not that. But they're all going to have their own collectible pens. And I think that's actually pretty cool. I mean, I have not seen anyone else do anything like that before.
Like the pins that can clip onto your shirt or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Knoxville does that for like the Knoxville Nationals, and then they write on like the back on like, because I know my grandpa goes and gets one every year, and he has for the past 40 or 45 years or something like that. But yeah, I mean,
I see a touring series. I mean, when you talk about innovation and a new way to connect with your fans and stuff, High Limits has it covered.
Yeah, I really think that. I don't think that they're doing it for themselves like most of these other series are. I think they're doing it for the fans.
They are. It kind of reminds me of Banana Bowl, the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, exactly.
Same idea. Fans first. And they have figured that out. And I feel like they're starting to get more into that niche market idea of how can we make racing fun for fans to come to and get them more involved.
Yeah.
Even more than the World Outlaws.
Yeah, and like involve new people. Like,
right. Instead
of just trying to involve like the fans that have been around for the last 10 years, they're trying to get new people to come watch racing and support.
It's very exciting. It's a great time to be a fan of open wheels sprint car racing, and I hope that they can continue on this trajectory and keep coming up with new ideas and they don't plateau, kind of like the World Racing Group did. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And my other thing I want to talk about for the Knoxville National is this: Kaiser Wheels announced that if someone runs all of their hubs, all of their wheels, wins the 410 Nationals, they're going to get an extra $100,000.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
especially for a bonus. It'd be one thing like to win the race, but like on top of what does the Nationals pay? 175,000 or something.
190.
190 this year.
190.
Yeah, and then that's almost $300,000.
And then you have lap bonuses on top of that. $1,000 for each lap led, and they're doing that in the 360 Nationals this year as well.
Yeah, that's
a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, what is that? Probably around $350,000. 340.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yes, it's a no. It'd be more than that. It'd be.
How many laps is it?
50.
Yeah, so it'd probably be around 340 or so.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy to think about that.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy.
It is, and we had some great racing now with the late model series. We saw Brian Shirley pick up his first Prairie Dirt Classic win, which was awesome. And he dedicated his win to his wife, which was really cool, too. Just a great race, and that's so cool when they get to drive into the Bank of Pontiac there.
Yeah, I think I saw a post that he was driving down the streets at, 3 a.m. or something like that?
Yeah, it's nuts. And then they go to the bank, and just that whole idea. That's such a cool event. And that's what I love about late model racing, too, is some of these events, they do the wildest stuff. I mean, they pull everything out, and it's so cool to see that.
Yeah, they definitely want to make it a fans race also, I think.
Yeah, same idea, and they do a very good job. And that's more of the event than the World Racing Group, and I'm going to go ahead and call them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine. And then another cool thing we saw was Ryan Gustin got his first win with the World Outlaw Late Models since March.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, Ryan used to, back in the modified days when he'd run modifieds around here, he used to be killer, and he'd be one of the cars to beat, but now he's kind of like...
Well, it's a very hard series to win, and I don't think people give that enough credit. Anytime you're racing a super late model, whether it's with the World of Outlaws or with the Lucas Oil Late Model Series, it's always the cream of the crop. There is not... You get into the A main, and at least 3/4 of the field could win that feature.
Oh, 100%.
It is so hard. And modified racing is tough, too, and I'm not talking down on modified, but there is something about these open late model races that really are a struggle.
Yeah, I really do think that late models are probably the hardest class out there.
Absolutely.
Competition-wise, just because, I mean, yeah, everyone goes their own way on everything, but either everyone's on a Longhorn or everyone's on a Rocket.
Yeah, you don't really see a lot of those in between more. Yeah, at one point I thought the Lucas Oil Series was going to become the Longhorn Late Model Series.
Yeah, everyone
I could see that.
Yeah, everyone that's really good probably has leaning towards Longhorn, and the Bilstein shock package. But
absolutely, it's hard to beat.
Yeah,
it really is. It's just surprising we haven't heard the name Ricky Thornton Jr. in quite a while now.
Yeah, I think he's been so busy with life. He's moved. I think he moved to Iowa because
he did. Yes,
over by Indianola.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I think
that's hard, and he's been such a hot driver. The last couple of years, it's been hard to say who's going to win a race. Oh, Ricky Thornton is in contention. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now it's a little harder, and I think it's because we're seeing a lot of these guys starting to get stuff figured out, and we're seeing a lot of this talent, or even some of these guys, I mean, they've been running forever that have switched teams and whatnot, starting to come to life. I mean, Tim McCready won 3 races in a row. He's won several other races this year. He's starting to get his name kind of back in that, top tier list of guys that you could say have a potential to win a race on a weekend now. Not saying he didn't before, just there was a while there where it's like, oh, Tim McCready was in that race. I didn't know he was still driving even, but now we're starting to see him rise to that occasion and start to get his name talked about more and more.
Yeah, I really do think that, like Thornton, I know his skill is still there because, he goes and runs modifieds and stock cars, and that battle over at that Boone County Speedway. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you watched that race or not.
I did not get to.
I just watched the replay of it, but him and that guy threw sliders for like 5 or 6 of the last laps, and
that's tough.
Yeah, especially in a stock car.
Yeah.
Throwing sliders in a stock car, that's like throwing a yacht into a corner and hoping that it sticks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it is. And so, it's just been kind of a weird year. And in dirt track racing, and especially with the late model series. You're just seeing a lot of, I don't know, it's just been kind of weird.
Yeah, very.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens here with the remainder of the season for the Lucas Oil and the World Outlaw late models. They still have a lot of really good shows coming up, whether it's just a weekly race or a special. There's a bunch of those coming up. And again, make sure you go attend the 360 Nationals. They start this Thursday. If you cannot make it, you can tune in on Dirt Vision and watch that. There will be some other great racing coming up as well. We know Oskaloosa is now done until their fall challenge. They do have the Front Row Challenge coming up here very shortly, so it'll be another good race here at the Southern Iowa Speedway when all the boys with the big toys come out here to the track, and it could be an interesting Front Row Challenge this year.
Yeah, I think it really will. I mean, from watching Terry McCarroll at that Sprint Invaders race the other night, he can put the car anywhere on the track and he could make it go. So I think he's going to be a top contender.
There you go. All righty, folks. Well, that's going to conclude this week's episode of TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. And don't forget, Thursday nights, come get your wings here at the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch.
That poor sign.
We'll make sure that everyone comes out here on wing night Thursday nights and have some good old chicken wings here at the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, and Cole broke the sign. So good job, Cole. Anyway, folks, that's everything. I'm your host, Safe Grafke. That's Cole Vanderwall, and we will see you next week here on TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up.
And thanks to all of our sponsors. Our host venue is Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, Copeland Auto Body, Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Body Shop, Sigourney Motors, James Family Greenhouse, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Keswick. We'll be back next week for another TNT.